Hey, it's Paul. I'm here to arm you with logic. Give me some more suggestions, but I still have, whoops, my show prep. And today is education. Ooh, this one will get me going, I think. Okay, so education. Yeah, catch me at armyouwithlogic.com. On the other social media sites, Arm You With Logic, at Arm You With Logic. And the long versions, YouTube, Rumble. I think that's about it. Long versions. So I'll catch you there soon. And here we go with education. So, education. Education to me is getting worse. Education is unbelievably crazy now. They are teaching in ways that I just don't get. I have kids who are done with school and in school, and I was amazing at math when I was in school, to the point where I was acing the one level. They put me into the next level, which made me have to work more, and I didn't really enjoy math. I was just really good at it, and I kind of forced them to put me back in the other level. But teachers always got mad at me because I didn't show my work, because my work was done here. I got the answers right. Drove them nuts. They thought I was cheating. They could never prove it because I wasn't cheating. But math now, both my kids came home with schoolwork with math that made 0 sense to me. The way they were teaching them how to do division and multiplication with cakes and trees, and I'm like, what are cakes, trees, what? Division, multiplication, on your times tables. That's that times table to me helps me multiply any number because I can break it down and multiply it. There's a YouTube video. I don't know what it's called, quite honestly. I call it Math and Coffee. And it's a YouTube video of a teacher on one side teaching the new way to, I think it's divide. And on the other side is a person who is filming themselves in a piece of paper dividing the same number. And they do the division. They make coffee. I think they let their dog out. When the coffee maker is done, they come back and pour a cup of coffee, and the teacher is just now getting to the answer. What the heck is that? I know some people have to learn different ways, but let's try teaching the simple way. Let's bring things back. Everyone says, oh, you can't go back because things were worse. Well, some things were better. In the United States, the National Education Agency, whatever, I don't even know what it's called, the federal government took over the education. And since they took over the education in the late 70s, education in the US has gone down. Down. What the? Why? Because someone sitting in Washington, D.C. is making it a decision for somebody in Texas, and it's the same thing they do in Montana, in California, in Florida, and Illinois. Are you kidding me? How does that one person in Washington know what's going on? I know it's a whole bureau, No. It still comes down to one person making the decision in the end. And It's ruined education. Things have left schools that should have been kept, and things have been added to schools that make no sense. Like I said, this is going to be a long rant. I'm starting to feel fired up here. When I went to school, I know I'm an old fart, okay? But when I went to school, they taught me things. Home economics. That meant doing a budget, learning to cook for yourself, learning to sew, learning to iron, learning the things you need to know to survive. Why can't they teach that now? It's gone. I asked both my kids about it. It's gone. Wood shop, metal shop, auto, drafting. I didn't do any of those things in my life, but all those things have helped me in my life. They don't teach them anymore. Why? Auto shop was so much fun. And I don't work on cars, but I learned to change a tire. I learned to do an oil change. I learned to identify the parts of an engine and try to figure out what was wrong. I may not be able to fix it, but at least I could walk into a garage and say, I think this could be the problem, and it could be right. Okay? Wood, teaching me how to do a bowl on a lathe. Well, do I need that? No. But I learned respect for tools and for working with your hands. To me, that's almost more important. I will repair things in my house. If I have to repair a door frame, I can. The little things, how to change a light switch, how to change out a socket where you plug things in, how to do it safely. Okay? They don't teach that anymore. Okay? But, parents are so busy now trying to not just make a living, but trying to save, trying to give their kids vacations, that they aren't home as much. So that leaves it on the schools. And unfortunately, the schools are getting worse at teaching kids what they need to know. I have teachers in my family, my brother and sister-in-law. I have teacher friends. They aren't happy with the education system. How does that sound? Holy crap. The Federation of Teachers, the union, the teachers union. I hate unions. That's another subject. I better write it down. But teachers unions and stuff like that, they aren't necessarily in it for the kids. They're making sure that the teachers are properly compensated for the great job they do, but they've gotten out of hand. So I'm writing down unions, putting it in my show prep for another time. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So education, teaching kids but not teaching kids. There was the No Child Left Behind. Holy crap, did that ever backfire? Don't do that. Don't do No Child Left Behind. Teach the kid. Okay, No Child Left Behind meant we could just do what we want and we'll pass him. Move him on, he'll be the problem for the next teacher. Problem for the next teacher. Okay? There was a movie called The Blind Side. Oh. And Michael Orr. And this poor guy had a rough, terrible life and upbringing and got lucky. But he also got a teacher in his life and people in his life that realized he was one of the not left behind kids. And they helped him to move on, to move past that crap of a system of No Child Left Behind, to become a smart man, to become an NFL player with enough brains to make money and hold on to it. He wouldn't have done that. No Child Left Behind. He got into high school and could barely pass 6th grade reading or something. The guy is an inspiration. The teachers who taught him up to that point are not inspirations. So this is a long one. Like I said, I get very wound up when it comes to this. I keep going for my drink and I keep talking. I want schools to go back to educating kids, not indoctrinating kids, not moving kids through the system just to do it. Teaching to the test. How's that sound? Teaching to the test. There are tests that the students have to pass for the school to get its funding, for the teachers to get their funding, for the teachers to get their raises, for the administrators to get their raises, to get all the money to do all this. So what do? They teach to the test. They don't teach kids anything other than what's needed on that test. They aren't teaching kids how to learn. They're teaching kids how to memorize for the test. You walk out of that school and you don't remember a thing that they taught you because all they did was teach to the test. Pass this test and we're all good. Yay. No. Learn and we're all good. That's my thing. Learn. Teachers, help the kids learn. Okay? You're all good. I know you're all good. I have plenty of examples in my life of good teachers. Even the teachers that I thought weren't that good for my daughters are good people and they want to teach. They're handcuffed. Recently they said let's abolish the national education. I can't even think of the whole name. Okay? Doesn't matter. I know what it is. It's the federal government controlling education. It's hurting the kids. Let the states, let the counties, let the school districts, let them figure out what the kids need. How are they going to do that? Well, if their kids aren't getting into university, they know they need to change. Okay? It sounds like a terrible thing to say, to say we've got to screw up to get better. It's true. Okay? That's how you learn. You screw up, you learn. I better do it different. Okay? Let's learn. Okay? Let's all learn. Let's have the teachers learn with the kids. I'm teaching this way and it's not working. Why? Well, if you learn why it's not working, the next time you teach, the kids will learn. I hope that my friends and family who are teachers see this and understand they're doing a great job, and I understand they're handcuffed. They don't have the ability to do what they want to because they have to do what they have to do to keep their jobs, to keep the funding for the schools, to keep things going. Let's learn. I learn every day, every single day. I've learned more outside of school than I ever did in school. But how did I learn outside of school? Because the schools taught me how to learn. They taught me the basics, the things I needed to know, the things that made sense. I want you to make sense of your life. I want you to learn. I want you to get logic in your head, because that's what's going to keep us all going. Logic. Okay? It's learning. Learn logic. Hey, I'm here to arm you with logic. Have a good one, folks. And get ready for my next one. I know this one went a long time, but it should be good. All right, have a good one.